Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches, which are happening on January 15, 2023, and giving you our team picks for today. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and make sure to watch it till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. Also check out our Patreon if you want access our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. You will find the link in description and comments section below. One more thing before we start, check out our new channel High Stakes Props and Parlays, where you can find our player props and parlay picks predictions. You will find the link in the description and comments section below. Detroit Pistons vs New York Knicks. The New York Knicks, 23-18-2 against the spread, will travel east to Michigan to face the Detroit Pistons, 20-23-3. These teams last played at the end of November, and the Knicks poured on 140 points in what was a 30-point blowout. New York is coming off a win over the Wizards. The Knicks won the rebound battle 54-50 and held the Wizards to 28 points in the paint. Jalen Brunson led the Knicks with 34 points, 8 rebounds and 8 assists. Julius Randle added 23 points and 16 rebounds. The bench added 26 points. Detroit fell to the Pelicans at home in their last contest. Detroit lost the rebound battle 42-48 and scored 26 fast break points. Bojan Bogdanovic led the Pistons with 22 points. Saddiq Bey had a double-double with 20 points and 10 rebounds. The bench added 35 points. The New York Knicks have been covering machines on the road dating back to last season, and they've quietly played good ball these last few weeks. The Detroit Pistons look like a team that's in full-on tank mode, which includes losing their last 5 games by an average of 8.8 points and 8.1 points as underdogs. New York has been playing well lately, and Brunson and Randle have been playing terrific leading into the All-Star break. While New York hasn't shot great from distance, they attack the lane well and should be able to handle the lack of depth the Pistons have down low. New York attacks the offensive glass well and should have multiple offensive rebounds that turn into quick points. I'm going to pick the Knicks on the road, and I am going to lay the points, -6. They are the better team on both ends of the floor, and the Pistons aren't going to score enough points to cover this spread. According to dunksandthrees.com, the Knicks have the 10th lowest adjusted defensive rating, and they are holding their opponents to the 8th least amount of points per game. They will smother the Pistons consistently throughout this game, and I expect their defense to lead to easy points on the other end. Our team pick is New York Knicks -6 points. Detroit will also struggle to stop the Knicks, as they are surrendering the second most points per game and the second highest shooting percentage from the floor. They have struggled to defend all season, and the Knicks are playing great right now. They're healthier and they have won 2 straight. They will keep it rolling in this one and slowly pull away from the Pistons. Los Angeles Clippers vs Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets, 10-32, 5th Southwest, are on the road Sunday when paying a visit to Los Angeles for a game against Western Conference rival the LA Clippers, 22-22, 2nd Pacific. Houston has lost each of its last 9, and its most recent setback was 139-114 to the Sacramento Kings on Friday night. The game was physical as 4 players were ejected for an altercation. LA was defeated by the Denver Nuggets 115-103 on Friday night. The Clippers have lost 7 of the last 8. Houston's Kevin Porter Jr. is questionable for Sunday. Paul George and Luke Kennard are both questionable for Los Angeles. I don't want to lay chalk with the Los Angeles Clippers as much as the next guy, but this is a game they should win comfortably, especially if Kennard and or George can go. The Houston Rockets look more and more like a team that's thrown in the towel on the season, and that includes losing their last 5 games by an average of 16.2 points. The Rockets lose on the road by an average of 10.4 points. The strength of the Los Angeles Clippers defense will be too much for the Houston offense to score on regularly, and the Clippers will come away with a victory on Sunday at home. Houston has failed to cover the spread in each of its last 5 games played on the road, as well as in each of the last 5 games overall. In contrast, the LA Clippers have covered the spread in 12 of the last 16 games played against a team with a winning percentage of less than .400, and in 5 of the last 6 games against a team that has a losing record straight up. Clippers star Kawhi Leonard has played in only 20 games this season, but has improved his scoring to 18.5 points per game, and over the last 3 games, has scored 29, 33 and 24, which resulted in LA winning 2 of the 3. The LA Clippers are entering this matchup winning just 1 of their last 5 games, and they are seeking to get back on track while also sweeping the Rockets. In this 4-game series, the Clippers have been dominant and don't look to be backing down, as they have significantly increased their scoring during each game. They have Houston's number and know exactly how to be successful against them, so expect them to earn their 4th consecutive game against the Rockets. Our team pick is Clippers minus 9.5 points. In addition, the Rockets' defense has been really bad this season, so the Clippers will expose and punish them right away. Take the Clippers sweeping the Rockets. Chicago Bulls vs Golden State Warriors. The United Center hosts a Sunday matinee between the Warriors and Bulls. Golden State, 21-21, destroyed the Spurs in front of an NBA record crowd on Friday night, 144-113, as -9 favorites. Chicago, 19-24, was taken out by Oklahoma City the same night, 124-110, as -4 home favorites. It's the second and final meeting between these teams, and this game will tip off at 3:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Golden State Warriors are as healthy as they've been in quite some time with the return of Steph Curry, and they should give a struggling Bulls defense fits. The Chicago Bulls will have their chances at home, and Zach LaVine has been incredible lately, but I'm afraid they can't get enough stops to finish this game. DeRozan injured his quad versus the Celtics on January 9, and according to medicalnewstoday.com, a grade 1 strain, the mildest grade, can take 1 to 2 weeks to heal. With that information, I do not expect him to play on Sunday and will make my selections with that mindset. In the 2 games without him, the offense scored 103.5 points per game and shot 45.7% from the field, losing by an average margin of 8.5 points, including a 14-point blowout at home. If Oklahoma City can put 124 on the Bulls, the Warriors can do the same and then some. Golden State has shooting momentum in their corner after going 55 for 101 as a team in San Antonio. The Chicago Bulls are reeling right now, and they go to battle without their best player, DeRozan, potentially, in this one. They face a Warriors team that is healthy for the first time in a while and coming off a resounding win over the Spurs on the road. Both of these teams are better than their records indicate, but the Warriors have more of an excuse with Curry and Wiggins out. Our team picked Golden State Warriors to cover. The way the Bulls are playing defense right now, I don't see them slowing down the 4th highest scoring team in the NBA. Brooklyn Nets vs Oklahoma City Thunder. This Sunday, the 20-23 Oklahoma City Thunder will travel to Brooklyn, New York to take on the 27-14 Brooklyn Nets. Tip-off will be at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time inside the Barclays Center. This will be the first time that these 2 teams have matched up this season, as I am expecting a battle in this one. The Thunder are coming into this one after defeating the Chicago Bulls, 124-110. They performed great on both sides of the court, as they will have to stay aggressive in this one if they want to take down the Nets on the road. The Brooklyn Nets are entering this game after falling to the Boston Celtics, 109-98. They looked better on the defensive end, as they will have to contest shots near the rim and on the perimeter if they want to bounce back at home. The Brooklyn Nets will be without their best player for the next 2 weeks and lost just their second game in more than 20 tries when they fell to the superior Boston Celtics Thursday night. They are still in excellent shape in an ultra-competitive Eastern Conference. Entering play Saturday, they hold a 27-14 record and can get back on track against one of the poorer defensive teams in the Western Conference. I am going to pick the Nets at home, and I am going to lay the points, -5. Yes, they are without Kevin Durant in this game, but I still see them being the better team on both ends of the floor. Brooklyn is currently holding their opponents to the 5th least amount of points scored per game and the 4th lowest shooting percentage from the field. They will contest shots near the rim and on the perimeter and slowly pull away throughout this game. OKC will struggle to find consistent open shots throughout this game, and they won't cash in enough to keep this game within 5 points. The Thunder also struggle on the defensive end of the court, as they are surrendering the 22nd most points per game. The Nets have a ton of talent littered throughout their roster, as they will be able to make just enough plays to cover this spread. Our team picked Brooklyn Nets -5 points. The Nets have the highest team shooting percentage, and they have multiple players that can light up the scoreboard from deep. They will find open shots consistently throughout this game, and I expect them to take advantage. San Antonio Spurs vs Sacramento Kings. On Sunday night, the Sacramento Kings traveled to the AT&T Center for a Western Conference road meeting with the San Antonio Spurs. The Kings hammered the Houston Rockets 139-114. The Spurs were throttled 144-113 at home. The tip-off is slated for 7:10 p.m. Eastern Time. Sacramento opens as a road favorite. I can't imagine a spot where I would rather stay away from a team as much as I want to avoid San Antonio on Sunday night. The Spurs are not only coming off a blowout loss during which they were dominated from start to finish, but they also played that game during a historic evening that featured the largest crowd in league history. They have to turn around and put their league worst defense up against the top scoring team in the NBA, so I do not expect this game to go well for them. Sacramento has covered the spread in 10 of the last 14 meetings between these teams, and it is coming off a trio of blowout wins. The Sacramento Kings look like a different team this season under new head coach Mike Brown. They are 23-18 heading into this contest against a tanking Spurs and average the most points per game in the league. The Kings moved 5 games over .500 for the first time since April 2006, when they made their most recent playoff appearance. They hammered the Houston Rockets 139-114 Friday night. Domantas Sabonis had 19 points, a career-high 16 assists, and 15 rebounds in his fourth triple-double of the season. The Kings could be short-handed here as Kevin Huerter is listed as questionable, while the Spurs will again be missing Devin Vassell, and Doug McDermott is listed as questionable. Our team pick is Sacramento Kings minus 6.5 points. San Antonio has lost 5 straight to Western Conference foes and has failed to cover the spread in 9 straight games facing Pacific Division opponents. Denver Nuggets vs Orlando Magic. It's an interconference clash on the hardwood as teams on opposite ends of their respective conferences' playoff pictures take the floor in the Mile High City. The Orlando Magic are on the road as they make the trip to take on the Denver Nuggets Sunday night. Orlando comes in off a 112-108 road loss to Utah in their previous game Friday night, though they did manage to cover as a 5-point underdog. Denver knocked off the Clippers 115-103 on the road Friday night, winning outright as a 5-point underdog. In the all-time regular season series between the teams, the Nuggets own a narrow 34-33 advantage and have taken 11 of the last 12 meetings. That includes a 121-111 home win in the most recent matchup on February 14, 2022. Orlando gave Utah a tough time in their game Friday night, but trying to slow Denver is an uphill battle. The Nuggets have won 5 straight games, and they hope to have Jokic back in the mix for this one, which makes them even more dangerous. Denver is extremely tough at home, and they have a deep rotation to work with, which is critical when it comes to dealing with the altitude of playing at the Ball Arena. Orlando has hung tough in games, but is a bottom 5 offensive unit against a Denver team that is explosive and extremely effective on the offensive end of the floor. Our team pick is Denver Nuggets minus 10 points. Given how well Denver is playing right now, give them the upper hand as they run the win streak to 6 games. Portland Trail Blazers vs Dallas Mavericks. The Portland Trail Blazers, 19-22, will host the Dallas Mavericks, 24-19, on Sunday for the second straight night. These teams also played Saturday night. Dallas beat the Blazers 117-112 as a 6.5-point home favorite on November 12, and 130-110 as a 4-point home favorite on December 16, 2022. The Mavericks will be shorthanded once again as Christian Wood, Dorian Finney-Smith and Josh Green are all out, while the Trailblazers are still without Nasser Little and Justice Winslow. Our team pick is Dallas plus 5.5 points. The Trailblazers were good enough to break out of their slump with a much-needed win last night, but it's always tough to beat the same team twice in a row. Los Angeles Lakers vs Philadelphia 76ers. The 2022-23 NBA season goes on Sunday, January 15th, with the Philadelphia 76ers facing off against the Los Angeles Lakers in the cross-conference battle at Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles, California, and the tip-off is set for 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Philadelphia and Los Angeles close down their 2-game regular season set, and the 76ers shoot for their 6th straight victory over the Lakers. Back in December, Philly beat LA 133-122 as a 5-point home fave with a total of 228.0 points. The 76ers open as 4-point road favorites this time around, while the totals sit at 237.0 points. The 76ers started a 5-game road trip on Saturday and will have to deal with fatigue on the second night of a back-to-back. Hereof, I'm going with the Lakers, whose last 3 home defeats have come by exactly 4 points. The Lakers have played well over the last couple of weeks, and I think they will keep it close against the Sixers. Los Angeles is last in the Pacific Division, but the Lakers have played well of late despite not having Anthony Davis in the lineup. Los Angeles has covered the spread in 5 of its last 7. The Lakers have covered the spread in 4 of the last 6 played during January. Philadelphia has failed to cover the spread in 3 of the last 5 and will be playing their second game in as many nights after visiting Salt Lake City on Saturday to play the Utah Jazz. LeBron James has taken control of the Lakers in the absence of Anthony Davis, and the veteran is scoring an average of 29.0 points per game, and over the last 5 games played, 4 of which were victories, James has scored 37 points or more 3 times, including scoring 43 and 47 points. Our team pick is Los Angeles Lakers plus 4 points. Philadelphia has dropped 5 of its previous 8 road contests, excluding that Saturday night game against the Utah Jazz. The Sixers are only 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 showings on the road when favored by 4 or more points.